You're sitting in a hotel conference room. The lights just dimmed. Someone on stage is telling you about the deal that changed their life, and your hand is already moving towards your wallet before your brain is caught up. That's the moment most people are trying to prepare you for. Watch for the pressure. Watch for the urgency. Watch for the closer. But here's what almost nobody tells you. You can dodge every one of these tactics perfectly, sign nothing in the room, go home, sleep on it for a week, and still buy the wrong course. Because the real test isn't whether you resisted pressure, it's whether the thing you eventually bought actually solves the problem you have right now. Not, is this person successful? Not, are the testimonials impressive? Not, does the bonus stack look insane? Just one question. Does this get me to my next correct step, or doesn't it? If you're new to real estate, buying a course feels like the responsible move. You don't want to lose money on a bad deal. You don't want to be the person who tried to figure it out alone and got burned. So when someone offers a full system, modules, coaching calls, templates, a community, deal support, it feels smart, and sometimes it is. A good course can save you months. It can teach you the language. It can stop you from making the obvious mistakes that cost people 5 figures. But that doesn't mean every course is worth what they're charging. And it doesn't mean every beginner needs every program that sounds helpful on the sales page. This is where most people get stuck because the advice out there contradicts itself. One creator says skip paid education entirely. It's all free on YouTube. Another says you'll waste 3 years without a mentor. Both can be true, depending on who's asking. Free information is everywhere, but it's scattered, and a paid course can organize that chaos into a path, or it can be overpriced and built more for the funnel than for you. So the answer isn't courses are a scam, and it isn't courses always pay for themselves. A course is worth the money when it solves the right problem, at the right time for the right person, at a price. It still leaves you able to act. I'm the insider, and I've spent enough time inside the industry to watch the same pattern repeat. A beginner walks into a seminar funnel hopeful, ready to invest in themselves. Some walk out with real skills and a clear next step. Others walk out with a maxed out credit card and a binder they'll never open again. The difference never shows up on the sales page. It shows up after the money clears. So before you hand anyone a deposit, here's the filter I wish every beginner had walking in. Strip away the marketing, and every real estate course is really answering 3 questions. Get clear on those, and you can evaluate almost anything they're selling. First, what specific strategy does it teach, and does it match where you are right now? Rentals, wholesaling, flips, tax liens, multifamily. A course that tries to cover everything at once usually teaches none of it deeply. And if you're brand new, a course that hands you 6 strategies isn't generosity. It's confusion wearing a bow. The better question isn't how much is in here. It's, does this match my budget, my time, my actual experience level today, not the version of me I hope to become in 2 years? Second, and this is the one that separates real education from expensive entertainment, does it build judgment or does it just hand you tactics? The script teaches you how to start a seller conversation. Judgment tells you that sellers' numbers don't work no matter how the script goes. A calculator organizes your repair estimate. Judgment tells you when that estimate is dangerously optimistic, and anyone can sell you a binder of scripts and spreadsheets. What's rare, and what's actually worth paying for, is something that makes you a better decision maker than when you're standing in a kitchen that needs $40,000 of work, and a seller wants an answer in 10 minutes. Third, what does the price actually buy you, and what does it leave you able to do afterward? If support means you'll have access to mentors, ask what that means in practice. Live calls or recordings, one-on-one or a group thread that goes quiet by week 2. And what past tuition itself, because every strategy carries operating costs. Marketing, software, earnest money, contractor bids. A $5,000 course that leaves you $5,000 to actually invest is a different decision than a $10,000 course that leaves you nothing to operate with. And that's the filter. Strategy fit, judgment over tactics, and what the price leaves you able to do next. If you want a tool to walk through exactly that before you hand anyone any money, Download the free Seminar Survival Guide. It's built to help you ask sharper questions before you're standing in a room with a deadline ticking down. Now, here's the test that catches almost everything else. Would you still want this course tomorrow with no countdown clock after comparing it with 2 other options after the bonus stack disappears? If your answer changes once you leave the room, that's not buyer's remorse, that's pressure wearing the costume of a decision. Now here's the insider breakdown, what they show you, the transformation. The beginner who knew nothing and now has 3 deals, a student who got their first check, a room full of people who say they wish they'd started sooner. Confidence, momentum, community. And on stage, all of it looks identical to the real thing. Now here's what they leave out. How many students in that same room never took action? How much money the average student spent after enrolling beyond tuition just to make the strategy work? Whether the testimonials came from people who already had capital, a flexible schedule, or a market that happened to favor that strategy. And the biggest omission of all, information doesn't create a deal. You still have to call sellers, run numbers, and absorb risk. No course does that part for you. And what you actually need to know, a course earns its price by shortening the distance between confusion and the next action. That's the entire job, not the speaker's charisma, not the size of the offer stack. If it moves you from I don't know what to do to I know my next responsible step and how to take it, and you can still afford the operation costs after buying it, it may be genuinely worth it. If it doesn't do that, no bonus changes the math. So here's a simple scorecard. Before you buy, rate the course 1 to 5 in 4 areas. Clarity on strategy, fit for your actual level and budget, whether it teaches judgment or just tactics, and whether you'll still have money and time to operate after you pay. If it scores low across the board, slow down. And if the only reason it feels urgent is the countdown clock on the page, slow down. The right education makes your next step clearer. It should never make you feel cornered into a decision. So stop asking whether the person on stage is successful. Ask whether this gets you to your next correct step. Stop asking how much is included. Ask whether you'll actually use it. Again, download the free Seminar Survival Guide before you commit to a course or a coaching program or an event upgrade. It'll give you sharper questions before you're under pressure to answer them. And when you're ready for the fundamentals and deal analysis, usually buried inside expensive programs, without the hotel ballroom, then visit the vault. Because here's the part most people skip past in the excitement of rolling. The course was never the finish line, it's the on-ramp. The real work, the calls, the numbers, the offers, starts after you close the laptop. And make sure whatever you buy actually gets you there. If you missed it, go watch How Real Estate Seminars Get You to Buy. That one breaks down the room itself, the pitch sequence, and exactly how urgency gets built before you ever see a price.